Hi, Sudhir here from Coding Freaks. Today we are going to learn about a storage service provided by Amazon, which is Simple Storage Service S3. In this video, we are going to have a look at what S3 is, how does it store data, how much does it cost to store data and retrieve data, how to make the data public, and also how to keep that private. Let's get started. Let's understand what S3 is. Before that, let's hit services and search S3 so that we can reach to the console page of S3. If you see at this page, S3 stores data in the form of buckets, and these buckets store data in the form of objects. And the storage available in a bucket is unlimited. Whenever you have some data to store, you just push it onto S3 and the storage is available for you. You need not to worry about the provisioning of storage. You will never be over provisioning or under provisioning the storage when using S3. To store data in S3, we need to create one bucket. You can either click onto this orange button or onto this white button on this page. Let's click over here and see the rules for bucket naming. The bucket name should be 3 to 63 character long. It should only have lowercase, number, dot or hyphens. It must begin and end with the number or letter. It must not be formatted as an IP address. That's the basic criteria. Now moving back to this S3 management console page. If you see over here at the top right of this page that S3 is a global resource. But on the page if you see we need to select a region. There's a reason behind this. When you store data in S3, it is going to store your data in some physical data center. So that you need to define where your data should be. But it is a global resource. So the name of your bucket has to be unique across all of the AWS S3 buckets. Say if you want to have a name of ABC and that name is already being used by someone, then you won't be able to do so. So the gist of this is that your AWS bucket name has to be unique globally. I'm naming it as codingfreaks.org. And leaving the public access setting to as it is. Before hitting the create button, let's have a look at its price. How much we're going to cost on this. If you navigate to AWS free tier page, here we are going to hit this 12-month free and services storage. Here the top one is S3. In S3 we can have 5 GB of standard storage and we can have 20,000 GET requests and 2,000 PUT requests. That's the cost which we need to bear at this time. This means that for learning purpose, we do not need to pay anything for S3 since we are not going to consume storage space more than 5 GB and our requests are not going to be 20,000 to 2,000. Let's hit create button. It has been successfully created. If you click onto this link, this is the bucket name. We see that this bucket is empty. Upload new objects to get started. If you see there's a button to upload or create folder. You can create folders also in S3. Let's click upload. Once you click on upload, you see this blue pop-up. Here you can just drag images. I'll drag one. And here it is giving us an information that if you're having a file which is larger than 160 GB, then this web UI won't work. You have to use either CLI or SDK or REST API. Once you are done with selection of your files which you need to upload, hit the upload button. Here it is showing us the status. It is started at this time and soon it will be successful. Now if you see that empty page has been gone and we are seeing that one object in this bucket. If you enable this checkbox, you'll see this pop up from the right that key is this is the E tag, this is the creation or last modified date. In the properties section, storage class is standard and we have not encrypted it. This is one main thing at this time. And this is the public URL of this image. If you click onto this URL, we are getting this error. Reason for this is that we have not created that image as public one. If you click open from here, then you can see this image, but this open button is using the credential of the current user who is logged in. Now we are going to make this image as public. Navigate back to the bucket. In the permissions tab, block public access 1, scroll a bit and edit, disable this checkbox and save. We need to type confirm over here. Click confirm. It is saving this setting. This is how we have made our bucket public. Now we have to make that object also public. Click on this object in permissions tab, public access everyone. Just enable this read object and save. This is how we have changed the permission of this object and previously of the bucket. So this is how we are going to make this object available to public. Now if we click onto this link, we are getting this image on this public URL. Now coming to the URL section, if you see in the initial of this URL, you are seeing the bucket name followed by s3-region followed by amazonaws.com, then the key of this object. This is how we have made it public. If you want that image not to be public, just navigate back to this permissions tab of that image and from here disable this checkbox. Now if you reload this page, we are getting again this error. Depending on your requirement, you can enable or disable the access to a specific object as public or private. If you want all of the object to be private, then you just need to block public access at the bucket level. To do so, again navigate back to this bucket page and hit permissions. Here block public access, we just need to disable this one, enable this checkbox and save. You again need to type confirm and click confirm. That's all. This is how we made all of the data in this bucket as private. Now let's move to the cleanup section. Click on overview, delete this object. Onto the Amazon S3 page, navigate back to S3, select this radio button and delete. You need to type in the bucket name over here. You can copy paste from here also and click delete bucket. This is how we deleted our bucket. In this session we understood what bucket is, what could be the storage size for it, how to upload data into a bucket, how to make it private, how to make it public, how to delete data from a bucket. That's all for this. If you have any doubts, please leave in the comment section below. Thank you.